Next is something called the technology stack. It's one of the introductory chapters. Like during the introduction, we learn about the technology stack. Okay, it's a bit useful for as an interview question also. Like people do tend to ask, what is AEM made of? Like, what are the different layers? What are the different technologies that AEM is made of? Or how a AEM-based website is running? Okay, so how AEM is working? So some of these questions, this one slide answers. If you guys remember these 4 terms, it's more than enough. This covers exclusively of all of the technology that AEM is running with. Okay. It runs with a container called OSGI container. This is where all of my AEM bundles, my installation, all of my it provides the container space for me. Like all of my services will be rendered, will be provided from the OSGI layer. There's a bottommost layer called JCR. The JCR stands for Java Content Repository. So JCR is equivalent to your databases. Okay, so JCR is your persistence layer. When I have a website like this image should be stored somewhere, right? Like it has to be persisted somewhere. I can either persist. So what are the usual persistence techniques that we are aware of? Usually, how do we persist data? The moment I talk about persistence, what are the techniques with which I can persist data?
Cookies, cache.
True, like, but still in the low level, meaning like, so for example, I have a website. Okay, this image can be pulled from a web server, right? Like it's actually coming from a web server, and this image that is rendered is physically created as a file within the web server. Agree? So my persistence technology, my persistence can be either in a file-based. Okay, even if I talk about cookies, right? Cookies is once again a file. That is a physical file which is actually persisting the cookies, and it's keep on updating as a cache file, right? Either it's a file-based persistence, or this image can be persisted. Any other option we have? It can either come from a database.
Yeah, okay. Database. And in TeamSite, actually, what we will do is directly upload the images by in the branches. Like we have a separate branch for maintaining the images and all.
But still, see,
yeah, the backend will be a database. Yeah.
Okay, it's a database once again. Okay, so
yeah.
Either it has to be a file-based, the physical .jpeg file. Okay, for example, if this is a .jpeg file, I should be able to either view the .jpeg file, physical file, onto a file system, or I'm going to persist this .jpeg file as a blob or a form or something into a database.
Okay. Object.
Any other tech? Exactly. So it has to be mandatory. It has to be either in a file-based system or it has to be in a database system. Okay. So, any other options? Have you heard of any other options? Is there any other options apart from a file-based system or a database? Any other techniques?
In XML,
if I want to persist the data, if I want to, sorry.
Sometimes you can put it inside the XML, like content XML.
XML. But once again, it's like it's a totally. So the requirement is, I have a .jpeg with me, I have a with me, and want to save this JPEG. How do I save the JPEG? What are the options I have to the data? How do I persist the data? What are the options I have? For a very long time, okay, so for a very long time, only these are the leading. Even now in the industry, only these two are the majority of options. But AEM, not AEM, actually it's a cloud. But once again, cloud, if you look into the cloud, right, it's a Linux server. The code is running in a Linux server. And all the entities pulled from the cloud. So for example, if this website is rendered from a cloud, this is once again saved as a physical file on the cloud only. Like even in the cloud also, it's a physical file only. Even if you open a S3 bucket, if you open a S3 if you are working
TDM.
on Amazon, right? Like if you're, yeah. So it does narrow down to a file based only. Ultimately, it ends up in a file. Okay. Java came up with a new requirement. Okay, so not Java. It's not Java. It's the CMS driving this requirement. So these technologies that I'm talking about, right? Right now I'm talking about JCR. Okay. These technology layers are nothing to do with Adobe. Okay, so this is industry practice. It was a problem that industry was facing. What was the problem and how it was resolved? Okay, Adobe just adopted that best practice. That's all. Like Adobe did not do creative. So what is the problem statement? When the CMS tools evolved, like when the websites evolved, okay, they wanted a different way of persisting content. Okay, they wanted a new way of persisting their content. For example, I have an image with me. Okay, so they wanted this image should be persisted. So this image has to come either from a file-based system, or I have to put it in Databricks or on Oracle, for example, and I have to pull the data from the Oracle DB. Okay, options they had. The requirement that these guys were posting, okay, when the websites, okay, the requirement that these guys were posting was, okay, first requirement is the moment file gets edited, okay, so for example, a content, when this content changes, I should publish an event. I should publish an event, okay, saying that this particular modification has happened, a modification has happened, and I should be able to listen to these events. Okay. First requirement. My first requirement is observation. Now, you guys tell me, can I achieve this observation from a file-based system? The moment I edit an XML file that is persisted in my my machine, in SQL I have a temp folder, I have a temp.xml file. The moment I edit this XML file, I should publish an event and I should be listening to that event. Can I do it with a file-based system?
What is that?
Yes,
What is the
no.
question again?
So, the requirement that these guys posted in order to persist their content, okay, so we are talking about JCR layer, and telling the story why JCR evolved, okay. So, the requirement that the websites were posting was they wanted to have a feature called observation, okay. So, the moment a file changes, the moment a content changes for me, okay, they want to event. They want to simply publish an event saying like, behind any change that happens, I have to immediately notify a few. Can I do it with file-based system?
Like we can monitor the changes, whatever is happening in the file using some script or
And
backend code.
Windows service. We can put a Windows service that will monitor the file changes, and then it
Yeah.
can update.
exactly. And yes, good point. So what I understand, it has to be an external. It has to be outside the file-based system. The folder itself does not have the capability. I have to write that some services, or I have to some monitor tools to keep observing any changes that are happening. And the moment I go for external solution, it is expensive. I have to keep on working. I have to go polling if the file has changed. I have to keep hitting the file, see if the file has been changed instantly. Do you see the expensiveness there happening? And when your file repository grows, right? When the file size, your repository size is going to go to some GB size, like some 10 GB or 20 GB, for example. Okay, it will become very expensive if I want to keep polling and keep monitoring every file changes that happen. Okay, so this
Actually,
is how do I do it in
team
database?
side,
Yeah.
just pardon, in team
Sorry?
what happens is we will have different versions created every time there is a change done to a file. Maybe it may be a HTML file. Like every once will be created Oh, like we can compare the version and get to know changes. Since it is a content management tool, it has this option.
Yeah, true. But the thing is, even with the TeamSite, it has been built external. Like, so how does TeamSite persist? Like,
Anyway, whenever you have a blob file, that's nothing but you will store it in a database, in a table. So on the table, you can put a trigger, and then the triggers will be invoke the email service or whatever the one you want.